Most people believe the reason they are not making money on YouTube is simple. They believe they are missing views, they believe they are missing subscribers, they believe they are missing attention. So they focus all of their energy on trying to get more people to watch. Better thumbnails, better titles, better hooks, more uploads, more editing. And none of it fixes the real problem, because views were never the bottleneck, direction was. This is the uncomfortable truth most creators avoid. YouTube does not pay you for effort. It does not pay you for consistency. It does not pay you for how many hours you spent editing. And it does not pay you just because people clicked on your video. YouTube distributes attention. That is the entire exchange. Everything else you believe comes after that is an assumption. And most people build entire channels on the wrong assumption. They assume attention automatically turns into money. It doesn't. Attention only becomes valuable when it is directed. Without direction, attention is just noise. You can have thousands of people watching you and still have no leverage. You can have comments, likes, engagement, and still feel stuck. That's not bad luck, that's bad structure. Here's what usually happens to most creators. They start posting videos. At first nothing happens, then slowly they get better. Their editing improves, their confidence improves, their pacing improves. Eventually the views start to come in. Not viral views, but enough to feel hopeful, and instead of building a system, they wait. They wait for monetization, they wait for the algorithm to notice them, they wait for YouTube to start paying. This waiting phase is where most channels quietly die, because ads are not a business model. Ads are a bonus. They are slow, they are unstable, and they require massive scale before they matter. If ads are your primary plan, you are not early, you are late. That is why you can find channels with tens of thousands of subscribers still struggling financially. They built attention without leverage. They focused on growth instead of structure. They treated YouTube like a destination instead of what it actually is. A distribution engine? YouTube is not the business, YouTube is the highway. And most people spend years paving a perfect road that leads nowhere. This is the first mental shift that changes everything. Stop asking how to get more views. Start asking what one good view should accomplish. That single question separates creators who struggle from creators who build momentum. One view does not need to be massive. It needs to be intentional. When someone watches your video, 3 things should happen. First, they should understand something more clearly than they did before. Second, they should trust the way you explain things. And third, they should know exactly where to go next. That third step is where almost everyone fails, because creators are taught 2 extremes. Either sell aggressively or don't sell at all. Both approaches kill growth. Aggressive selling creates resistance. No selling creates confusion. The creators who make money early do something much simpler. They attach a system to attention. They don't pitch constantly. They don't beg for support. They don't over-explain. They calmly point, this is what I'm using. This is how it works. If you want the full breakdown, it's there. That's it. No pressure. And because the video already reframed how the viewer thinks, the offer feels logical instead of salesy. This is why faceless channels work so well when they are done correctly. Faceless does not mean lazy. Faceless means the system is the focus. There is no personality to protect, no image to perform, no character to exaggerate, just ideas, just clarity. Just structure, and clarity builds trust faster than charisma ever will. Most people misunderstand this. They think personality is what creates trust. In reality, consistency creates trust. Clear explanations create trust. Predictable structure creates trust. Faceless channels remove emotion from the creator side and put it into the system. That's why they scale. That's why they're repeatable. That's why they don't burn out as easily. Here's another truth that makes people uncomfortable. Most creators don't fail because they didn't work hard enough. They fail because they built content before they built leverage. They treated YouTube like a job. Jobs trade time for money. Machines trade systems for output. YouTube rewards machines. It does not reward effort. That's why 2 channels can upload the same number of videos and get wildly different results. One channel's just posting, the other channel's building infrastructure, Infrastructure looks boring at first, but it compounds. This is also why copying viral creators rarely works. You copy surface level behavior, you copy their pacing, you copy their editing style, you copy their thumbnails, but you don't copy their system. You don't see the funnel. You don't see what happens after the video ends. You don't see how attention is converted. So you imitate success without understanding leverage. And when it doesn't work, you assume YouTube is broken. It isn't. Your structure is. The goal is not to go viral. Virality is unstable. Virality creates spikes, not systems. The real goal is predictability. Predictable uploads, predictable format, predictable message, predictable conversion path. Predictable systems make money quietly. That's why you don't hear about them as often. People like to brag about virality. They don't brag about boring systems that work. Now here's the part most creators avoid thinking about. What happens after someone agrees with you? Agreement without direction leads nowhere. Understanding without action fades. That's why attention alone is useless. Attention must be guided. This is where products come in. Not because you want to sell, but because you need structure. A product gives direction. It gives a next step. It gives clarity. That product does not need to be complex. In fact, complexity hurts. The best early products are simple: a playbook, a guide, a breakdown, something that compresses time and removes confusion. People don't want motivation, they want orientation. They want to know what to do next. That's why playbooks work so well. They remove guessing. They turn scattered ideas into a single system, and they allow content to stay clean. Your videos explain ideas. Your product explains execution. That separation is important. Trying to teach everything inside videos creates chaos. You repeat yourself, you ramble, you lose clarity. A system needs a home. This is why most successful creators eventually create something of their own, not because they want to be gurus, but because direction matters. Now let's talk about why most people delay this step. Fear of selling, fear of judgment, fear of not being ready. But readiness is a trap. You don't become ready by waiting. You become ready by executing and refining. The first version is never perfect. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to exist. And existence creates feedback. Feedback creates improvement. Improvement creates momentum. This is how systems are built: slowly, quietly, consistently. The creators who win long-term understand something simple. YouTube is not a lottery. It's not luck. It's not talent. It's leverage over time. Attention compounds when structure exists. Without structure, it leaks. This is why people feel busy but broke. They are producing output without leverage. They are visible without direction. They are working without compounding. Now here's the final mindset shift that usually decides who wins. Stop asking when YouTube will pay you. Start deciding what you want a viewer to do after they understand you. Because understanding alone does nothing. Action is what matters. And action requires clarity. This is why I put everything I'm using into a simple playbook. Not because it's fancy, not because it's perfect, but because systems need a place to live. Trying to explain infrastructure across random videos doesn't work. You need to see the whole thing. The traffic logic, the content structure, the monetization order, the mistakes to avoid. If you want the complete breakdown of how faceless channels actually turn attention into income, it's linked below. Read it once, don't rush it, then execute. Because the people who win here are not the loudest, they are not the most motivated, they are the ones who stop guessing and start building systems.